What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tino here, and we are here today to have our first episode of the new series here on the channel. As we are going to rant, we're going to talk about everything that goes on in WWE, AEW, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Dynamite, and everything else that is going down in the professional wrestling world. Kind of like if you were here for the Road to WrestleMania series, where we came and we talked about what was going on the road. Kind of like that, but we're going to include AEW. We're going to talk about the pay-per-views and everything else like that. So, we're going to see how the viewers do today, and I will let you know what day exactly it will be on every single week. But we're here today to get you ready, as we are one day away of the beginning of Double or Nothing and King and Queen of the Ring week. So, we got a lot of stuff to get to today. So, let's not waste any more time, and let's get to the chat. Let's see how everybody's doing here today. And then we're going to talk about everything. And then we're going to have ourselves a little Q&A. So, leave some questions, all that good stuff. We got Jadis in the house. What's up, Jadis? Pacers win in 70-75, or 70-55, I should say. Yo, would games talk chats? No, like wrestling. Like what's going on, the Wyatt Six, stuff like that. We got Muncie in the house. What's up, Muncie? Questions like this. What do I think of the new Bloodline? We're just going to sit here. You know, we're live all the time. But there's a lot of times I really can't talk about how I feel. So I'm going to use these episodes to talk about how I feel and let you guys know everything going on. Yes. Yeah, thank you, James. Thank you, James. Yes, we know. The Chicago White Sox guys got swept. They're not back. We suck again. We know. Let's go. But this isn't about the baseball. If you want to come and hang out and talk baseball, come and talk with Chicago White Sox baseball with the Southside Boys on Thursdays. So, let's get to some of the news, the notes, the rumors, and everything else like that. And then we'll have ourselves, and we'll talk about everything else. So, the first thing I actually want to talk about is that Leo, we're going to have to talk to Leo tomorrow, guys, because Leo is going to have himself, we're going to have to figure it out. Because, not good news, it's never good news, but Liv Morgan has announced that she is now single, she's ready to mingle, and she is going to, her and Bo Dallas have ended their relationship. You guys that know, her and Bo Dallas have lived together, they have a farm, they have animals, everything else like that. I don't know the reasons why. None of my business, but I still wanted to let you guys know what was and what is going on. But Liv Morgan is now single, so she's ready to mingle. We'll have to see if Leo takes his shot. But like I said, it's never good news to see somebody and see people break up or anything else like that. So I don't want to say anything, or I did make a video and I thought it was kind of funny to take and shoot my shot, but nothing malicious. So I just want to throw that out there before somebody tries to say, and tries to come at me for some reason. So, that's not what this is at all. So, Liv Morgan, though, guys, if you want to go shoot your shot, go shoot your shot. No more Bo Dallas. Did she have any contact with the Wyatt Six? I mean, she might have, but that's the thing. Maybe they just ended their relationship and, whatever. But that's really none of our business either. So, I'm not here to talk about why, where, what happened. We don't know any of that. So we're not here to talk about any of that. So, Bo Dallas, single. Oops, I hit my knee. So it's going to shake there for a minute. My bad, guys. But I think Bo Dallas will be fine. I'm sure if there was a woman in the Wyatt Six, it might have been Liv Morgan. But we also have Alexa Bliss. So I'm going to go and say more likely that Alexa Bliss will be involved with it. And my camera, what? Yeah, I know, I kind of kicked my knee. My bad. So, but let's go on and let's talk about something else, because I don't want to sit here and talk about that. And this isn't good news at all, but we do have to talk about this, because it looks like, guys, we were talking about Ivar and everything else like that. And it looks like he may have had a career-ending injury, as he injured himself recently. And Eric came out, and Eric had this to say to Ivar. He said, neither of us were supposed to make it this far. You'll beat this one too. And the Raid will return with a brand new bad. Or a brand new bad. Yeah, with a brand new bad. Viking Strong. But it looks like Ivar is hurt. So it looks like we will not be seeing Ivar exactly where we thought we'd be seeing Ivar. You know, he kind of had that little rivalry going with Obafemi and Josh Briggs on NXT. He was drafted to the other brand, which, again, that still doesn't make sense to me exactly, but he was. So, get better, Ivar, and hopefully we do see him back. But, again, just like the Big E situation, as long as these guys are able to live a healthy life and still have a family and everything else like that, I think that's all that matters. So, Ivar, get better. Eric, get better. And hopefully one day we see the Raid again, and maybe we see them have tag team championship runs. So, now let's get to some funny stuff, because I did make a short about this, and guys, it was going all around the social medias. Angelo Dawkins was making it. Word of the day, pull out. This was too funny. Bianca Belair, obviously the rumors were going on, and I did want to clear something up, because I do not think that Bianca Belair would have wrestled on Friday if she was going to be having a baby. So I do not believe that Bianca Belair is pregnant. I do not believe any of that, and I do not believe that we are going to see, and I don't think Bianca is going to be having a baby. At least not, I mean, maybe, but we'll have to see. But, again, as I said, I don't think that she would have wrestled on Friday. Also, we have some news. Before we get to some Uncle Howdy stuff, let's get to some news about where Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are going. As you guys know, Raw's going to Netflix, NXT going to CW, and SmackDown going to the USA Network. So, we're going to have to see everything that goes down with that, but it should be interesting to see what happens with it. But NXT will be staying on Tuesday nights, Raw will be on Mondays, and Friday will be on Fridays. As of right now, we don't think, and I do not think that SmackDown will change shows, or change nights, because I think it should stay on Friday night. But CW, guys, make sure you have the CW for Shawn Michaels and NXT. If you are a fan of NXT. What's wrong with my camera? What's wrong with my camera? Are you saying because I'm on the side? I did that on purpose. Yeah, if you're saying because I'm on the corner, I did it on purpose because I can change it. So, like, I'm just trying this just to see what it looks like. But then I can go like that, too. That's all. I'll keep it like this for you, Jadis. Make you feel better. My bad. So, let's get into some Uncle Howdy stuff, guys. We've been seeing a lot of shenanigans go down on SmackDown. We saw the videos. We saw all the stuff that happened. And I still have absolutely no idea what is going to happen. And I have no idea what is going to go down with this. I'm very intrigued. I'm very interested. And I'm very excited. So, should be a good time. And I'm more or less just ready to see what happens. Who's a part of it. And everything else like that. Who do you guys think is? Do you guys think it's like everybody we think it is? What do you guys think about it? So, should be interesting. But with one of the other things that we got is 4/7/14. And Jadis, I think you actually had something to say about this. He said, "See your beautiful face." I haven't read any of the comments yet, Jadis. I'm going back, but what do you guys think this means? Because I have no idea. Maybe July 4th? No, because I don't know. But I'm going to leave this up here for a second, and we need to figure this out. Because, that's right. Jadis figured it out. That's right. Jadis, you figured it out on Friday. That's right. So this is, and it's 4/7. That's right. 4/7/24. Okay. Jadis, you're the man. Anyway, so 4/7/14 is April 7, 2014. I was trying to put the numbers. Guys, I sat here for like at least 15 minutes trying to put it together before I went live. Anyway, Bo Dallas, remember Bo leave? We had the stuff back at WrestleMania 30, stuff like that. But 4/7/2014 was around that time his theme song and everything else like that. So it's more and more or less leading to Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, and the faction of Wyatt 6. I'm excited to see what happens and what will go down. We got Eric in the house. What's up, Eric? While we are here, let's just get back to the comments for a second. She would have had a... Jadis. That's not PG. That's not PG, Jaded. That's not PG. Anyway. Wait, yes, Ivar is injured. Yes, he said it looks ugly. Yes, Ivar is injured. Yes, Ivar has an injury. And he wants to know, BSB, Mr. Max wants to know, how does he become a mod and where both went wrong about taking two of... Listen, I think... me and Deech were trying to be optimistic, I think. At least Deech is always optimistic. I tried, but they have played better against the Yankees recently, but just not this weekend. And Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Juan Soto would love to play the White Sox 162 times a year, I'm sure. But that does not happen. So now we move on to Toronto and hope for the best. But if you want to become a mod, you have to be in the streams consistently and for like certain amount of time. I'll say like a couple months at least. Or if you become a member, you automatically become a mod. So if you get the 99 cents, you get $1.99, the $2, however they have it set up. If you become a member, you automatically become a mod. So, yeah. Let's see. We got Eric in the house. What's up? How long do I plan on being live for? As long as the comments keep coming in, as long as it takes me to get through all the information, as long as we're chatting, I mean, I'll be here as long as you want me to. I mean, I don't think it should be like a 4-hour episode, but I mean, at least an hour, you know. Have you already... Tail what? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have I what? Have you already... No, I have not talked about everything yet. 11-0 run for the Knicks. Of course, Jadis, you're a funny guy. Anyway, let's get to it, and let's get back to it. So, we got more stuff. Chelsea Green is calling out Bayley. We will be seeing that match on Friday as Chelsea Green takes on the women's champion Bayley. And Chelsea Green had this to say: if Bayley wins, we riot. Guys, let's be real here. I don't think Chelsea Green's going to win the match, but I do believe that they're going to put on a good match. Bayley, I think it's going to be interesting to see who she goes and who will win and face her. King of the Ring winner, it may be. And I have not talked about Tiffany yet. Tiffany is in about 4 slides. So, stay here if you want to talk about Tiffany. But Bayley wins, we riot. I do not think that Bayley's going to lose. Like I said, good match. Chelsea went to NXT, faced Roxanne Perez. Would not be surprised if, again, we've talked about it, and at least I've mentioned it. The draft is already useless because Ivar, Ivy Nile, Chelsea Green, Kiana James, 6 or 7 of these people that we've seen go and be drafted from Raw to SmackDown. Ivar, they've all went from NXT, SmackDown, Raw. It doesn't make sense to me. So, draft is useless, and it just doesn't. I don't know. So, Chelsea Green, SmackDown, the brand she's supposed to be on. But who knows? She'll probably show up on Raw on Monday, too, and take on Becky Lynch. So let's talk about something else that happened with the women. And let's talk about Mrs. Jade Cargill and Nia Jax. Nia Jax, guys, trying to mess with Jade Cargill's daughter. And I do know, having like my mom, my sister, I know if somebody messed with my sister, I know my mom would whoop somebody's butt. So, Jade Cargill protecting her daughter. And obviously, Jade Cargill got disqualified from the Queen of the Ring, not the King of the Ring, the Queen of the Ring. And obviously, she will not be in the semifinals, as we'll see Nia Jax be in that match. But Jade Cargill, don't mess with her daughter. And I wouldn't mess with Jade Cargill at all, guys, because she's scary. And yeah, so Nia Jax is in for a rude awakening once Jade Cargill gets her stuff. And gets her stuff back into ready. But she is also already a one half of the tag team champions. So, Jade Cargill, I think, will be perfectly fine. I think we're going to see Jade Cargill go out there and do herself and have herself a great time. It's only a matter of not even a matter of time yet, but it will be only a matter of time before we see Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair go and have themselves a match against each other, and they're not tag team champions. So, and I already did talk about the Liv Morgan stuff, but if you are not here earlier, Liv Morgan and Bo Dallas have ended their relationship. So, Leo, I know Leo's ready, but Liv Morgan, guys, she's single and she's ready to mingle and, you know, Uncle Howdy Bodelis, I feel like they probably ended it on good terms. Like I said, none of our business anyway, so just yeah. And let's move on, though. And let's talk about that Tiffany Stratton stuff. Because I've watched the video, and I've watched everything that happened, and the thing got deleted. And I think, from the video, it looked like somebody edited it. But, again, that could just be me. I don't know. But Tiffany Stratton will not face any issues after recent video. She will not be, and she will not be affected by this. And obviously, it should be interesting to see exactly what happens and what goes down with it. But Tiffany Stratton, I just cannot see her doing that. And I just do not believe that Tiffany Stratton would go out there and do that, especially on how big of a rise that she is on right now. I think Tiffany Stratton's smarter than that. And I feel like, again, we've seen it happen in the past. You can't believe everything that is on the internet, guys, because people make stuff. I can make a post and say that CM Punk brought in Ricky Starks, or Cody Rhodes brought in Ricky Starks, and retweet it and be like, but I'm not a reliable source. That's why I don't go out there and do that, because I don't know what really is going on. I'm not going to put out there something that's false, because then that's going to look bad on me. So that's why it's dumb to even do that. So again, I don't know, but I feel like Tiffany is smarter than that, and I feel like there really is no backstage heat, and I feel like it's more or less the internet doing what the internet loves to do and causing drama and making sure that this is something that people are talking about. Because again, I feel like the best thing about this, though, is, again, there really isn't any good things about it if it is real, but it is getting attention on what is going on with Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton in the WWE. But again, I don't know. So that's all I really have to say about that. But Tiffany Stratton, she's not expected to face any issues. And let's just hope that it was an edited video. Because until we see something actually official, there really is all speculation. One side of the story, two sides of the story, and the actual truth of the story. So, we'll have to see. But somebody that we might not see no more and may not ever finish her story is Natalya. As Natalya is set to become a free agent very soon. And maybe we could see Natalya move on. Maybe she goes and stops wrestling. Maybe she becomes a coach. But what if she maybe goes to another company? Maybe we see her go tag team with Ash Eldridge in TNA. Maybe she does go to AEW. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with Natalya. But I do believe that Natalya is a WWE lifer. I'm sure they'll probably figure out a contract or maybe a Legends deal. But I think it also comes down to what Natalya wants to do and what Natalya wants to see happen and go down with this and with her contract. Because in the end of the day, that's what it's all about, and that's who it should be about, is Natalya. And if we do not see Natalya no more, then it will be something different. But again, I feel like all people do is cry about Natalya. So, yeah. But let's move on for a second and let's talk about a little AEW. As I was talking about Twitter, you guys know we got Double or Nothing this upcoming week. We got a bunch of matches as usual, so we'll go over those matches a little bit later on in the show before we go. But Jon Moxley had this to say about Twitter, guys, and I think it is something very, very important that I think that we need to all listen to. Because Twitter is toxic. Twitter brings the worst out of everybody. And get off of it. If you're on your phone, he said throw it in the garbage. That's funny. I mean, listen, I'm not telling you to throw your phone in the garbage. But I will tell you that if you are just too toxic with Twitter, using it too much, Twitter isn't real life, guys. We have a reality. It's not Twitter. The people that are on Twitter are just people that don't like life. They don't want to go outside. They need to go outside and touch some grass. And they just have nothing else better to do. So, don't throw your phone in the garbage, but get off the phone. Go outside. Touch some grass. Even if it's for a little bit, even if you're going to work, go get some coffee, whatever you're doing. Go outside, especially on nice days here. I was just outside for a little bit because I cannot be inside all day. I lose my mind. So, Jon Moxley is right. And Jon Moxley had this to say. And like I said, it's the truth. Big facts, Jon Moxley. So, let's get to it. But guys, look at the clock, and you guys know what that means. But, let's get back to some WWE. And Drew McIntyre looks to be facing Damian Priest at Clash at the Castle. Last year, we went and we saw Clash at the Castle. And Drew McIntyre, had his thing, and he didn't have his thing, and that, his moment, and then the Tyson Fury, and it was just not a good time. But Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Clash at the Castle, and I think this is the moment that we see Drew McIntyre have his moment, and I think this is where we see Drew McIntyre win the championship, do his thing, and just put on an absolute show, and have himself one hell of a time at Clash at the Castle. And it will be finally time for Drew McIntyre to have himself his moment, like I said, on the show of shows that I think we all expected him to win after he lost at WrestleMania. Because I think, honestly, the only thing that made that cash in a little better was that it was at WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre, him making fun of CM Punk. I think that's what they were hoping for with it. So, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest expected. Is that a match you guys want to see or not? Let me know. Let's get back to a little bit of Tiffany. As Tiffany said that she is angry and she is peed off after she lost the qualifying match to move on in the Queen of the Ring, I should say. So, Tiffany Stratton, she'll be coming back, and like I said, guys, Tiffany Stratton, I feel like she's smarter than that to go and put all of that out there, and even go out there and just do any of it. It just wouldn't have made it would not have made sense for her to really do that. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe we do not, and maybe we don't know Tiffany really, but I don't know. So, let's get back to the chat for a little bit, and let's talk to the chat. If you are in here, if you have not yet hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Like I said, guys, we'll be here as long as the chat's going, as long as we got some more stuff to talk about. And, we got Double or Nothing this week. So as we are sitting here, let's go over that Double or Nothing card before we get to the chat, actually. Because we're going to go over the King of the Ring card, too. I don't have the pictures up yet, but we'll have them throughout the week. So that's just me tell you, and you can imagine the matches in your head. We got Willow Nightingale taking on Mercedes Moné for the AEW TBS Championship. We got Roderick Strong taking on Will Ospreay for the All International Championship. Timeless Tony Storm is taking on Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's World Championship. For the AEW World Championship, we have Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage taking each other on with Nick Wayne and Mother Wayne and Prince Nana by their side. We have Anarchy. Oh my god, I can't speak. We're gonna come back to that one. We got a barbed wire steel cage match for the AEW TNT Championship. Adam Copeland takes on Malachi Black. We have the IWGP World Championship Eliminator match. Jon Moxley taking on Kono Tashat. I cannot speak right now. Oh my god. You guys know. Kono. You guys know who I'm talking about. Now, it's Anarchy in the arena. It's the Elite taking on Team AEW. It's Bryan Danielson, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Hardwood as they team up with Darby Allin to take on the Elite of Okada, Jack Perry, Matthew, and Nicholas Jackson. The Elite. Anarchy in the arena. I don't know why I couldn't say it for a second. We got Trent Beretta taking on Orange Cassidy in a singles match. And then we have Chris Jericho taking on Big Bill in an Eliminator winner match. Oh, versus the winner of the Eliminator match, I should say, earlier on in the show. That we will be seeing on, and that will be going down. So, triple threat match, we'll have to see what happens with that. And obviously, it is only Sunday, a week before the pay-per-view, and you guys know they love to add matches throughout the week. So I'm sure we'll see more matches throughout that week added, and I'll keep you updated with all of that. So now, let's get into it, and let's get back to the chat real quick. Let's see where I was at. Have you already talked? So, Eric, what do you think about Tiffany? Yo, I swear Chelsea Green been on every brand. That's what I'm saying. He said, watch her. She actually was in AEW. You see Nick Wayne beat Swerve last night? I did see that. See, Tiffany was mad. She's not going to... Jadis, you read my mind, bro. Come on, Nick Aldis. Give us a Chelsea title run. Boo tomatoes. Who are you talking about? Are you calling me a tomato? Nia Jax had the chair at first, so she was thinking... She was. Who's a one-hit wonder in the WWE? Like, recently? Or, like, of all time? A one-hit wonder. A one-hit wonder, let's see. I don't even know. I'll get back to you on that one. Who get back together? Her video and the audio. That's what someone said. Small Afro said. Looks edited. That's what I'm thinking. I did not see Ryback got more hate, no. Why? Everyone's saying the audio, the reason why she thought she got suspended. No, she didn't get suspended. Jay, he was in a live stream with Kicking It with Ross and Ryback blocked him. I'm done. Time to go to Natalia. And she's done. I think she has done everything. I do believe that it would be good for Natalia to move on. I really want to see Serena versus Natalia. That would be a good match. I didn't see this getting hate on X. Listen, people hate everywhere. But, listen, Jadis, I do go touch. I did, like, half an hour before. I went outside. It's nice out. I might go outside after. I don't know. I might be crazy, Jadis. Yeah. What if Tiffany was in... I mean, honestly, she probably wouldn't have played that part very well. Poor Priest having his, Huh? Oh, poor Priest having his title run only last, 2 months. I mean, listen, it's all about the moments. It's all about that WrestleMania moment that we'll never forget. Becky, Liv at Queen, and King of the Ring. Was that match made official? Yes, that match is made official. Why? I don't know why I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even trying to smile. I'm not even smiling. I'm just talking. Now that you say that, I just looked over and I was smiling for some reason. I don't know. Oh my god. Takeshita. There we go. Takeshita. There we go. Can't say it. All time and right now. So, I'm trying to think of a cruiserweight. Oh, Leon Ruff. Leon Ruff was a one-hit wonder. Because the man literally won the North American title. He lost the North American title. And then we never saw of him again. So, Leon Ruff is definitely... And back in the day, I don't think that there was, necessarily somebody like that. But... I do believe that there were a few people that, we had Funaki, we had Spike Dudley, but they went out there and still did their thing. We had Yoshitatsu back in the day. Now that that's pretty much back in the day, 2011, 2010. Oh my goodness, I'm old. But you said DDP. Dang, why are you taking shots at DDP, Jadis? Jade is taking shots at DDP. Oh, no, that's Eric. Eric taking shots at DDP. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jadis. I'm giving Eric compliments or I'm giving Jadis compliments that's Eric's. Dang. What's up, Adam? Or Adrian, I said Adam. What's up, Adrian? How you doing, bro? Thanks for coming and hanging out. So, we have some more stuff to get to, but continue to leave your comments, your concerns, your thoughts, your feelings about everything going down. Let me know how you guys feel. Are you guys enjoying this episode? What else do you guys want to see? I would like to have some guests on the show, talk about stuff. I would like to play some games, maybe a few I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm going to try to add more to it than just us coming here and talking like this every week. So, the first few episodes might just be like this, but I'm going to figure out ways to make this a little better every single week. So let's get some more information and let's talk about it. As Ric Flair, if you guys did not hear, for some reason, WWE had plans of what was going to happen if Ric Flair suddenly passed away. And Ric Flair, this was said. And this is what everyone in any place in the wrestling business respects. Regardless of who I work for, I will always love the WWE for this respect that they have shown me. Thank you for when the day comes. I'm so confident you will honor me. And as I said, guys, they were trying to honor Ric Flair, apparently. And I guess I'm assuming that it was also when he was going through all of his heart problems, all of his stuff that he had going down. He kind of didn't look the best for a second there. And he was just really struggling. Obviously, they've had that in the documentaries that they've come out with on Peacock, the 30 for 30. So, it's kind of crazy to think about. But 7 years later, the man himself still wooing, still styling and profiling. Ric Flair still doing his thing in 2024. So, let's hope we don't have that day sooner, because we don't want to see that. And that's going to be a very sad day in the professional wrestling world. So, respect for WWE. But I thought it was really interesting that they had it in place, and it just, I don't know. So, Ric Flair, keep wooing, baby. But now let's get to WrestleMania 40 news, as I think we all kind of knew this match was going to happen. But I think now it's kind of coming out that it was going to happen. And Gunther had this to say via Daily Mail. I heard something about it. If there's a change for it to happen again, I'm more than up for it. How's the situation is exactly right now, I'm really not that informed about it, to be honest. And that just proves that Gunther really does not give a rat's ass about anything going on in what the drama with Vince, Brock Lesnar, and that's good. Because like I said, everything's toxic, and sometimes it's just better to stay off of it, and stay away from it, because it's just a better situation than having to put yourself in the middle of it, and that's just something else. So it's nice to know if Brock Lesnar does get cleared, whatever does happen with that situation, Brock Lesnar, Gunther could possibly still be a possibility in the WWE. So, let's see if it goes down. And worst case, we just recreate it in WWE 2K24. So, let's get to some more news as we got. And this had something to do more about Liv Morgan. Some funny news, actually. And this has to do with Valhalla and Sarah Logan. And I guess it's not funny if you don't find it funny, but poor Liv Morgan, and I can't imagine how bad it smelled. Because Liv Morgan had this to say while she was on the same podcast that she was talking about Bo Dallas and everything else like that. Sarah, when I was in the Riot Squad, she would fart in the middle of the ring all the time, and it would just stink. But you have to just kind of like react to it. But it's like disgusting, and you know, I'm not a fan of it in the ring, but I've been like, she's been, yeah. So, Sarah Logan obviously just making it stink. And I hope she's not doing like, what? I can't even talk about it with a straight face because it's so bad. Like, what? That is, well, I can't. Listen, that's not too vulgar. It's just a funny story real quick. But, speaking of women, we could possibly see the return of Peyton Royce. She's open to it, and for sure she'd love to come back. I do believe that we would have seen her come back if she obviously didn't get pregnant like she did with Shawn Spears. And as you guys know, Shawn Spears is now back in the can't speak. He's now back in WWE. He's in the NXT brand. So you guys know they're in a relationship. And what happens when WWE people are in a relationship? They all come back home. Just like I think eventually Malachi Black will come back. He'll be with Zelina. Just like Andrade came back to be with Charlotte. I'm sure maybe a few people might go to AEW. But I think we're going to see Peyton Royce back in the WWE. She said, good to catch up. And I mean, it's the Royal Rumble. So maybe they wait till the Royal Rumble. I mean, guys, the Royal Rumble isn't too far away now. And that's kind of sad to think about it. Because we are entering June in the next 2 weeks, and it's kind of crazy that we have now almost had already a full half a year in the year 2024. So, Peyton Royce, 2025, Royal Rumble. Calling it right now. If not, probably sooner rather than later. We also have 2 years this past week, a couple days ago. It was 2 years ago to the day that Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out of the WWE, put those tag titles on Vince McMahon's office, said deuces, ooses, and we weren't able to see them until we saw Naomi return at the Rumble, and then we saw Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks, now show up in AEW, and now she's fighting for a championship, this upcoming Sunday. So, I think it's best, and everything happens. And I think with this situation, I think that, it was good for both of them. Naomi's back home. Sasha Banks doing her thing, now known as Mercedes Moné, the CEO of AEW. So, I think she'll be back eventually. But let Mercedes take over the AEW game, and then let her come back to WWE. Because I do think eventually we will see that four horsewoman match. I do think we'll see everything go down. It's just more of a matter of time, and it's more of just playing that waiting game and just seeing what happens with all of that. So, we got one more thing to talk about, and we're continuing it with the women. If there is anything else you guys want to talk about, these are all the pictures I found, and this is just everything that I had to talk about. But if there is anything else you want to talk about, please write it in the comments, the chat, leave me a super chat, whatever you want to do. Let me know. Let's talk about it. Like I said, you got any questions? I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. We got 42 people here right now. So, if you guys do, let me know. And everything else like that. So, let's talk about the last thing. And it's about our girl Lola Vice. As she passes Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, guys. What is Lola Vice doing? She's shaking her hips all the way to the top. Because Lola Vice is now the top woman's merch seller, I think. At least passing Rhea and Becky. That's big time. So, I did that on purpose. So, big time. Lola Vice doing her thing. And I think it's only a matter of time. I don't think just yet. But I think that we're going to see Lola Vice in the Royal Rumble next year. And I think the year 2025 is going to be the year of Lola Vice. So, Lola Vice going to do her thing in NXT, and then we'll see her on the main roster eventually. We also saw, I did not get a picture up for it, but I'm going to check the Instagram to make sure I forgot anything else. But we did see Miss Cora Jade make her return to the AEW in France Pierce earlier. I think that's where they're at. I think it's a live event, and it looks like she's edging closer to her return in the WWE. Also, shout out to our guy Mikey. Kid Mikey, guys, was the winner of the 2,000 subscriber raffle. So, me and Mikey were talking, and apparently Mikey doesn't have video game systems, that he's more of an older style guy. So, we made an agreement. I am going to buy him a shirt and a hat, and then he is going to win that, and that is going to be his prize for the 2,000 subscriber raffle. So, as I said last night, the next raffle will be when we hit 5,000 subscribers. And just to let you guys know about it now, we're going to tell you today. I wanted to wait till the day to tell you. It's going to be no, not $5,000. It's going to be a $50 gift card to the WWE shop. So, if you want a $50 gift card, free $50 gift card to WWE shop, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 3, 4, and 5,000 subscribers. And hey, who knows? Maybe I'll add a few more to it, depending on how we're feeling at that time. So, everybody, hit that subscribe button. As I said, 50, 55K, $50. We got 52 people now in the house. So, as Jade has said, it's 8 likes, guys. Let's get that like button. Let's hit at least 20 likes today. So, if you have not yet, please double check. Hit that like button. Join the conversation. Like I said, we'll be here as long as we can. As long as we got stuff to talk about. And everything else like that. But we're going to get to the chat. We're going to go over what we got going down this week. And then we will be saying goodbye. And then I'll be back here tomorrow with Leo and Lamar for another 3-hour Monday Night Raw. As we see if Leo takes his shot with Liv Morgan. So, let's see what we got. He said, I want that gift card. Well, Eric, we gotta get those subscribers, bro. Because, yeah. So, you gotta get those. So, you want that gift card? I already know you're a subscriber, so we just gotta. He said, we'll age you. 5K ain't gonna age me. It's gonna make me. What do you mean? It ain't gonna age me. I'm gonna be golden, Jadis. My hair gonna be golden by then. Let's be real here. He said it's gonna age me. Anyway, let's get back to the top of the chat. Let's see where we left off at. Let's get what we got. Let's see. Okay, I did read those. Tino was smiling too hard. Where's the winner of the raffle? I think Mikey's working. Mikey works a lot, from what I know. He's been through a lot. Who's been through a lot? Sometimes I lose track to where we were talking exactly, and yeah. Did Sean ever find his smile after he lost it back into the... I don't know. Shoot, I don't know if he did. Yeah, he admitted it. I was supposed to face Brock and Mania. I mean, listen, I'm all for that match. And like I said, worst case, we just play it in 2K. I mean, let's be real here. So, I mean, you know. We could just do that if you wanted to. Sure, we could put him in a casket match if you wanted to. He said too vulgar. Liv Morgan for Rumble or Chamber. Win next year. I mean, I'm not saying no to it. Listen, I like Liv Morgan. I just have gotten annoyed from listening to everybody just wanting Liv Morgan so bad. 8 likes? Nah. You already... Jadis, she said Mandy Rose 2.0. I mean, listen. Mandy Rose is another one. We could very well see Mandy Rose come back sooner. Maybe next year. Maybe this year. Maybe later next year. I don't know. We'll have to see. So, I can't wait for Cora Jade. No, 3K, 5K, LOL. I know, but we need 5K before we do another raffle. I've been nice. I've given you every 1,000. Now we need a couple. Now we need to get 3,000, and then we'll do another raffle. He said, "I want that dang gift card." Hey, like I saw, all you gotta do is subscribe, share, just buy some merchandise, become a member, all that stuff. You know, all helps us out here. A break. We will be talking about that, and I will be talking more about that. I want to get through May. And then we will be talking more about that in the beginning of June. But yes, in the middle and at the end of June and the beginning of July, we will be taking a little bit of a break. And I will be explaining more of it in a video and as the weeks are coming up. But we still have a full week of May. And we actually have 2 full weeks of May. So I'm not really going to talk about it this week or next week. But in the beginning of June, we will start to talk about it because... and I'll explain everything else. But we ain't gonna just know we'll still be here, but we won't be here. If that makes sense. Big up. What's up, Des? Jalen, who? Is that basketball? Oh, Ric Flair. Yes, Ric Flair. Yes, Ric Flair. Man, Ric Flair has been through a... Yes. So, sorry, my mouth is a little... Indiana Pacers are big. 109-92 Pacers. You love to see it. When does Seth Rollins come back? So, my prediction for Seth Rollins, and I think that we see the return of Seth Rollins, I'll say... If not SummerSlam, I'll say Survivor Series. I'll say he kind of makes a comeback, kind of like how Randy Orton did. They might announce him. Maybe he's a 5th member of War Games. Maybe he, I don't know. I think that's what will happen with Seth Rollins. But I think that he will be, and I think that we'll see him back, like I said, SummerSlam, or as late, like I said, at the latest Survivor Series. He'll probably be back before then. When does Rhea come back? Rhea probably... Again, it all depends how everybody heals, because everybody heals differently. I mean, guys, if you remember back in the day, quick story. If you guys remember back in the day, John Cena, literally, I think he tore his pec. And they told him he was going to be out for 12, 15 months, or 8 to 12 months or something like that. And the man literally returned in 3.5 months and won the Royal Rumble in 2008. So, I don't think he's John Cena, and I don't think Rhea Ripley's John Cena built. But I think Rhea Ripley, she's still young. I think that, she'll be able to do it. I think she comes back. I think the latest, the Royal Rumble. I think they say Mommy is maybe number 30, number 20, like 8. And I think like I said, depending on what happens, we'll have to see what happens with Rhea Ripley. How fast it heals, how fast she wants to. Like I said, we talked about this on one of the Road to WrestleMania episodes where we did, and we were talking about when and who was going to beat Becky, who was going to beat Rhea, who was going to beat Liv, all that whole scenario. And I said that Rhea was probably going to take a break either way, even if she got injured. She probably is hurt. But if you guys remember also, the week of WrestleMania and the week before, she was wearing a hand cast. She didn't need to wear it while she wrestled, but maybe they used the injury and used the other injury that she had happen and everything else in between, like I said, the engagement or the wedding, the honeymoon, and everything else. So now she's able to do that. She's able to have some time off, enjoy her family, have some time with Buddy, put him in shape, all that good stuff. So, Rhea Ripley will be back, but I say the latest, the Royal Rumble. And that's only 6 months away. So, Jada says 8 months. That's 6 months. So, 8 months would be WrestleMania. What about Carmella? Carmella, that is, thank you for bringing that up. See, thank you to Chris. If you guys do have anything else, like I said, if I have not talked about, please mention it, because I forgot to talk about Cora Jade coming back and looking healthy. But I also forgot to talk about Carmella. Carmella obviously came out with this thing. She said that she had an injury happen during pregnancy. Obviously, we don't know, at least as a guy and as, men, we really don't know what that scenario and what that feels like or anything else like that. So I can't comment or anything else like that. But she did have an injury, and that is the reason why we have not seen her come back. So if maybe we don't see Carmella come back, like I said, till the Royal Rumble. Maybe she comes back in the Survivor Series. But I don't know if we see Carmella sooner. I think we see her later rather than sooner. Yes, I know I said that backwards, but I don't know how fast we see Carmella come back. But thank you, Chris, for reminding me. So, as I said, guys, if there is anything I am forgetting, please let me know. Because sometimes I just forget to get a couple things, and I hope the Seth comes back, sees him a bit more serious. Don't get me wrong, I love the Drip God, but I want more serious. I want a mix of, the Drip God and, the Architect. That's what I want. Cora's heals at the rate of Wolverine. Oh, heals at the rate of Wolverine. Miss Bliss? Alexa Bliss has been training. I think we talked about this on one of the other episodes that we did. And it looks like my TV, I just said Miss Bliss, and my TV goes nuts. So, Miss Bliss, I think that she will, and I think we will see her come back. And I say she comes back probably the fastest out of Carmella, Rhea, Cora, and everybody. I think we see Bliss probably by SummerSlam. I think SummerSlam we see her by. If it's not with Wyatt 6, I think if they don't put her in Wyatt 6, which again, they put Nikki Cross in Wyatt 6, I think we see the return of the Goddess. Because that was where we saw her most success. So, we'll have to see what happens with that. But that is everything that we have here in the comments. So I'm going to go over the chat, I did just go over the chat. I'm going to go over what we got going down here for this week on the channel. And then we're going to talk. And then I'm going to say goodbye here for today. Like I said, guys, every week I'm going to try to make it a little bit different. I'm going to try to add a few things. Everything else like that. But if I miss a few things, please, like I said, just write it in the comments. We're going to get a few guests on here. We'll make this different than just the Road to WrestleMania, because we don't want that. And then next year for the Road to WrestleMania, we will be here, and that's what we'll be using this episode for. And then maybe we'll use the T.T.W. episode for interviews or something like that. So, just know we're going to be having a weekly talk show now. And I will explain how we're going to do that when we do take our mini break, when we get there. But we still got 2 weeks in May, so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because we got a big week this week, guys. It's King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring, and it's also Double or Nothing week. So, let's go over the schedule real quick. Tomorrow night, we'll be here live for Monday Night Raw, as we will be here, and we'll be having ourselves a very good old time, as we'll be watching Monday Night Raw, and we will be having ourselves a good time with Leo and Lamar. But we will also be here live on Monday tomorrow in the afternoon for something, and I'm going to get that up here in just a second. But before we do that, let's talk about what we will be doing here on Tuesday. Tuesday, we'll be here for a King and Queen of the Ring preview show. Do the preview show a little bit earlier this week because we're going to have other stuff go on this week. We got a triple header on Thursday, so we have to fit it in the schedule. And I want to see if I do it a little earlier, maybe we get a little bit more stuff. And as you guys know, if they add stuff, I'll let you know. King and Queen of the Ring, obviously, will not be official. We'll know about the Raw side. We'll preview the SmackDown side. And we will do everything else like that. So, let's go over also. So that's what we got. Tuesday, Wednesday, it's another My GM episode as we were talking about War Games Survivor Series. We're going to do the road to Survivor Series. We're going to do an ambulance match. We're going to have ourselves a good time. And we're going to watch the show. And I'm going to play some matches. So, War Games Survivor Series, My GM, Wednesday afternoon. And then Wednesday night, guys, we will be here for King and Queen of the Ring simulation in WWE 2K24. Tino and Willie will be here as we simulate all the matches. We watch them go down, and we will see who wins. And if we do not have, and we'll obviously not know on the SmackDown side, so maybe we'll do a triple threat match. We'll figure it out. So, Queen and King of the Ring. Wednesday night, it's simulation time. And then Thursday, we will be here. It's a Thursday doubleheader, triple header, I should say, as we got a Double or Nothing preview show. We're going to preview the show of shows with Double or Nothing. Mercedes Moné making her debut. Christian Cage going after that world title. So many other matches. Anarchy in the arena. So many. It's going to be insane. I'm sure they're going to add 15 more. And we'll be talking about 15 matches on Thursday. Thursday afternoon, though, we'll be here. As it's the Southside Boys, the best of the East. I should say the beast of the AL East. The White Sox just got swept by the Yankees. Yay. I thought 2 out of 3. But what the hell do I know, right? Now they go and face the Toronto Blue Jays. Then they face the Baltimore Orioles. And then they go and face the Toronto Blue Jays again. So, it's going to be a fun. And we're taking on the beasts of the AL East. So, come and hang out for that. Friday, we'll be here for Friday Night SmackDown. I used Friday afternoon in case something comes up, a special episode, something else like that. So, SmackDown, we will be here live Friday night for Friday Night SmackDown. Saturday, it will be the King and Queen of the Ring at 1 o'clock. I have not made that thumbnail yet because we got to finish the show, and we got to see who wins tomorrow and everything else like that. So, Saturday, we'll be here. King and Queen of the Ring from Saudi Arabia, come and hang out. And then Sunday, it's Double or Nothing, come and hang out. As it's Adam Copeland, it's Malachi Black, it's Tony Storm, it's Serena Deeb, it's Willow, Mercedes Moné, Will Ospreay, Jon Moxley. It's AEW Double or Nothing. It's Mercedes' debut. Come and hang out next Sunday as we watch the show. It's Memorial Day weekend, everybody. So come and hang out all week, this week, as we continue our road to 3K. And we have ourselves a good week of wrestling. So this week, this upcoming week, there will not be any T.T.W. episodes because obviously there's a lot going down. There's a pay-per-view. But we'll be back here the following week on our regularly scheduled days that we'll be having the show, and we'll be doing it. We'll be recapping Double or Nothing, King and Queen of the Ring, previewing Battleground, everything else that will be going down. Talk about more rumors, rants, and everything else like that. So, that's what we got going down here today. But that is everything I got here for you today, guys. So, thank you everybody for coming here and hanging out. I appreciate everybody leaving all their questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoy me coming here now talking and just ranting and talking about how I feel about everything. Because like I said, sometimes it's difficult to do while we're watching Raw. I'm trying to post, I'm trying to tag, I'm trying to keep up with Instagram. There's just a lot going on. So, give myself these episodes for an hour a week, 55 minutes. And we're going to come here and rant and have ourselves a good chat. So, thank you all for coming here and hanging out on the premiere episode. But that's all I got here for you today. So as I said, go follow all the social medias. Hit that like button. Subscribe. And make sure that you leave that notification button so you know when we go live next. But before we go, I got to tell you what we're doing tomorrow afternoon. Because I forgot to tell you that too. So, Let me get the picture up. I knew I forgot to do something. I always do, guys. Always. Never easy with me, I swear. But let's get it, and let me show you what we're doing here tomorrow afternoon. Because why don't you want to work now? Anyway, really, come on. I gotta click on my computer. I gotta pause this. Come on. Okay, well, I guess I gotta email it to myself because, Anyway, so we got 71 people in the house. Let's chat for a couple more minutes. What do you guys got going on? Anybody got anything exciting going on for this upcoming week? What's your excitement level for the pay-per-views? Got a lot. A lot of shows and a lot of things. And Elvis is sneezing. Elvis is a funny guy. We love Elvis. So, with King and Queen of the Ring coming up this upcoming week, guys, we are not doing ourselves a retro pay-per-view because you guys see that we busy. We got a lot going down. So I was not able to come up with a retro pay-per-view for ours here. But you know who did come up with a retro pay-per-view? Coming in clutch with it is our guy over from SCW, Steve. So tomorrow, guys, come and hang out when we go live here on SCW's channel, I should say. For King of the Ring, it's a retro review, as I'm going to go watch that pay-per-view now tonight. We're going to review the show, and we're going to have ourselves a good time. So, come and hang out on SCW Steve. SCW Wrestling, not SCW Steve. SCW Wrestling, as we start off the week with a King of the Ring retro review. So, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you all tomorrow, starting on Steve's channel on SCW Wrestling, to kick off King and Queen of the Ring Double or Nothing week. Have a good one, guys.